This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
From the 97.9 WGBW Newsroom, I'm Connie Fellman with this local news update. The Green Bay Area School Board spent hours last night talking about various safety options brought up by community members. A common theme remains putting in metal detectors at school entrances. Trustees debated whether weapons detection would help or create a false sense of security. One parent saying she wants her children's stress to come from grappling with tough questions rather than being constantly reminded of danger. Others advocated for increased mental health resources, saying students need to feel seen, heard, and guided, not just monitored. District officials shared mental health resources they've already implemented. Superintendent Vicki Byers says physical security measures would come at a cost. Byers said they're entering the school year at a roughly $4 million deficit. Enhancing security will mean prioritizing differently and making adjustments. The board didn't take any action to implement any new policies last night, but they are considering a request for proposal, RFP, calling for the district to search for possible weapon detection options. Green Bay city leaders are looking to overhaul zoning codes to promote housing affordability. At Monday night's meeting, the city's Plan Commission discussed changing nearly 100 parts of its subdivision and zoning rules. It would be one of the most substantial revisions this century to Green Bay laws governing land use and development. The city's zoning administrator, John Leroy, says zoning regulations have been inconsistent with the city's affordable housing priorities in both the current comprehensive plan from 2003 and the city's latest vision of itself for the next quarter century. So what would the changes look like for your neighborhood? In general, the effect would be allowing more homes that are less expensive to build, more kinds of homes, and more people living on the same amount of land. Leroy said that a more extensive rewrite of the zoning code will happen sometime after the City Council adopts a new comprehensive plan, which it's expected to do October 21st. Governor Evers wants to move forward with this plan to revamp Wisconsin prisons, which includes closing the Green Bay Correctional Institution. A news release issued yesterday says the governor will ask the State Building Commission, which he also chairs, to release $15 million secured through the bipartisan 2025-27 state budget. The Green Bay Correctional Institution is a 127-year-old overcrowded prison that leaders and advocates have discussed closing for years. Governor Evers' plan emphasizes not only revamping existing prison facilities, but also investing in rehabilitation programs to help address the state's growing prison population. The plan includes turning Waupun Correctional Institution into a state-of-the-art, medium-security, vocational village. The aim is to offer inmate training and workforce readiness so people getting out of prison can become contributing members of society, reduce their risk of reoffending, and improve public safety, according to Evers' statement. The village of Ashwaubenon is considering making camping on public property illegal. Ashwaubenon's Public Works and Protection Committee unanimously recommended an ordinance last week that would let public safety officers remove people, their shelter, and belongings off all village property. That includes parking lots and the sides of highways. Whether camp removal was cruel and unusual punishment was hotly debated last year when the Supreme Court deemed anti-camping laws constitutional with a 6-3 vote. Village leaders say the ordinance would give public safety officers the chance to educate people about available resources rather than giving out citations. A Wisconsin family says a popular online game failed to protect their 5-year-old daughter. An Outagamie County family has filed a lawsuit against Roblox, claiming predators targeted their child through the gaming platform. The lawsuit says men pretending to be children convinced the girl to send explicit photos and videos. WBAY reports the family's attorney is calling Roblox a breeding ground for child predators. They're asking for damages, saying the girl has suffered serious emotional trauma. Roblox has faced similar lawsuits and investigations nationwide over child safety concerns. College could get cheaper in Wisconsin if Democrats at the Capitol pass their new effort. Lawmakers are rolling out new bills aimed at cutting tuition costs, partly by adding $10 million in block grants for both the UW and technical college systems. Today, state funding covers just 17% of the UW budget, down from 42% 4 decades ago. The new Tuition Promise program could expand to every UW school, including UW Green Bay and NWTC. Lawmakers say it won't happen unless Republicans agree to sign on. The classic tan station wagon featured in That 70s Show pulled into its permanent parking spot in Green Bay over the weekend. The 1969 Aztec Gold Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser went on a national tour before finding its forever home at the Automobile Gallery in downtown Green Bay. The iconic car was unveiled there Saturday night to much fanfare. While the show never reveals the specific location of its fictional setting, Point Place, it does make clear that it is in Wisconsin. The Foreman family and others on the show also are often seen sporting their Packers pride, which makes Green Bay the perfect place to park the family cruiser. With news at the top and bottom of the hour, all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM, I'm Connie Fellman, 97.9 WGBW News.
The Crew loses Game 2. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Brewer Bats shut down again, losing to the Dodgers 5-1 in the National League Championship Series. On Monday night, Milwaukee lost 2-1. Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
Yeah, if I would have told you that the Dodgers are going to score 7 runs in 2 games and what was the outcome in the first 2 games, I'd say there's a chance we won one of them for sure.
The Dodgers starter, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, gave up a home run to Jackson Chourio on the very first pitch of the game and then became the first player in 8 years to pitch an entire game in the postseason. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts.
You know, you give up the first pitch of the game, you give up a homer, and then you go out there and then you throw a complete game. Was in complete command the entire night.
So the Dodgers go up 2-0 in the best of 7. Game 3 tomorrow night in Los Angeles. NBA. The Bucks losing to the Thunder last night, 116-112. They finished the preseason with a record of 3-1. The Bucks season opener a week from tonight when they host the Washington Wizards. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.